Yahoo! Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love, to Astro Fenixx, flying into the moment yet again and radiating love as always. And welcome, Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, and Virgo Rising, for anybody who just wants to hang out with the Virgo tribe, the fairies of the zodiac. Welcome to your August 2019 report. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. And happy birthday to all of the Virgos that will be celebrating their solar return this month. Hope you have a great month. It's definitely going to be a very light month. I think it's going to be a very positive month, probably one of the most positive months of the year that we've had so far, and probably will be one of the most positive months of the year when it's all said and done. But Virgo, what is going to be going on for you? Well, we do have the Sun in Leo for a good bit of this month, so this is going to be in your 12th house. We also have Venus here, Mars here, Mercury will be coming into Leo too. So there's a lot of energy going to be in your 12th house, but they'll begin to all shift into your sign towards the end of the month. So this is going to be this aspect between your 12th house and of course your 4th house. So definitely Leo season for you, Virgo, is a very spiritual time. It's a very good time for you to reconnect back to your heart, to reconnect back to source and spirit, to kind of remember the unconditional love that you have within your heart, that we all have, that we all can tap into, and realizing that it is divine and that it's beautiful and that it is sacred. So definitely going to be awesome for you, especially for you. You may have been feeling like you haven't had the greatest communication with spirit and your spirituality. This is probably because, Mercury did retrograde in Leo. It was at 4 degrees of Leo and retrograded back to 23 degrees of Cancer, your 11th house. So it's like with the people that you're dealing with in your life and communicating out and stuff like that to the world, it's like you had to kind of go back and realize, what people are you really connected to? Who do you really feel strongly connected to? And then when that comes back into your 12th house, you're going to start to understand spiritually. You're going to start to get these messages again. By the time that Mercury comes out of its shadow, this is going to be the time around the full moon in Aquarius. And this is going to be also because the Sun will be conjunct Venus in your 12th house as well. So you're going to receive this incredible communication from spirit about your value and your true worth. It's going to be amazing. And then, like I said, these energies are going to start to move into your sign. But we do have some cards here for you all as well. I'm going to draw a card for each week of the month, as well as an overall tarot card, and that will be accompanied by 2 oracle cards as well. So, I already got the cards shuffled. Let's see what we got going on for you, Virgo. Let's see what we got. Okay, interesting so far. Virgo, the card that we have for you to start off is the card of Aquarius. The ruler of Aquarius, Uranus, right now is in Taurus. So this for you is the 9th house of this visionary energy, adventure seeking, going out, like this, the adventure, the journey beckons, this is higher learning, And we also have to remember, like I said, we are going to have this full moon in Aquarius. Remember how I said it's going to be around that full moon that you're really going to start to receive these downloads? Pay attention around that full moon. It's going to be a very powerful one. For your first card, a tarot card, we do have Judgment in reverse. This is saying to really not cast judgment on yourself and to really not cast judgment on other people, to really kind of be open and honest and sincere with yourself and other people. Judgment card in reverse, it's saying that this is kind of an interesting time for you because you do judgment. It does denote this like sense of fate. We always hear like in the Bible stuff like that, Judgment Day and all these other religions and stuff. But judgment in reverse is saying that you don't really need to be worried too much about that. It's not really your job to be worrying about that. I believe in a sort of synergy of fate and destiny, and they kind of seem like they're the same thing, but I feel like destiny is more aligned with free will, and fate, these are things that are fated to happen. Judgment in reverse is saying that you really want to focus more on your destiny right now. Your next card that we have is the 9 of Swords in reverse. There's been some type of decision that you've been wanting to make, or some type of, there's this place in your life where you may have felt paralyzed, or this this inability to move forward. The Nine of Swords in reverse is saying that you finally feel free to move forward. Normally this denotes paralysis, kind of waiting around, worrying, anxiety, feeling like you don't have any opportunities. But when this comes in reverse, it's saying that like a lot of these roadblocks are just going to disappear. So if there are people in your life that you felt were roadblocks to your success, even though that's more of a perception, they're going to disappear. If you feel like you may have been in a job that hasn't been working out, maybe it's the job itself, or maybe there's like a person at your job that you don't really mesh with, it's going to disappear. They may move to another division, they may move to another state, who knows? But it's saying that this roadblock is going to be disappearing in your life. It's going to free up to move forward. Then we got the Two of Wands in reverse. So it's like now that this roadblock has disappeared and has moved out the way, you're going to be presented with option A or option B. There may be an option C as well. And you're going to be presented, you're going to come to this fork in the road, and it's almost going to be like you're not wanting to necessarily make a decision just this this moment on which road to take. Probably because you're trying to over and hyper analyze the situation because you are a very analytical sign, Virgo. So it's almost like you're going to be trying to almost like guarantee your destiny before it happens. This is why I said it's not necessarily about fate and destiny, because there may be this sort of idea or aspect where you're trying to control your fate instead of just letting go and letting Goddess. The Two of Wands in reverse is saying here to, ponder on it for a bit, but don't just sit there forever, Your next card that we have is the Six of Cups in reverse. So this is interesting. You have all reversed cards. The Six of Cups in reverse, this does denote usually the nostalgia or soulmates, this whole aspect. And really for you, Virgo, it's like I'm feeling like, what is done is done. You may have been involved with someone who was a soulmate, and maybe your soul contract has been completed and it's time for you to move on. Or, this can be dealing with a job or a passion or a hobby or something like that. I'm feeling more like a person, though. And it can be romantic. It doesn't have to be romantic, but there is like a soul contract that is actually ending. And this is actually a good thing, because this is actually going to allow you to move forward and connect with the people that you need to connect with right now. And then for your overall card, we do have the Emperor in reverse. This is the card of Aries, so pay attention to Aries. I don't think the person that this contract is completed with is an Aries. I just think here that the Emperor in reverse is saying that, it's actually supporting you to not kind of rush into things. And I'm really feeling that like by the second to third week of this month, you're gonna know what direction to take. But like for the first couple of weeks of the month, you're going to be sort of like in this analytical phase. Some of you maybe even go into hermit mode. But it's this energy where it's like you do have the power, you do have the great willpower to move things forward and to enact your destiny. But it's saying that you don't want to just rush into things and be too rash. Some of you may actually have a soulmate that comes back into your life this month and they want to be accepted back into your life. My initial gut feeling is to say no, and to do so with kindness though. Do so with like sincerity and compassion, because you're in a different place in your life right now, and you really need to make sure that you are attracting the right people into your life. If this person is really insistent upon being in your life, they're not going to take the same role that they did before. So if this is like an ex and they come back into your life, I wouldn't just get right back with them. You probably want to test the waters a bit and stuff like that. Like I said, with this Aquarius energy anyways, you're looking for something deeper. You're looking for something that's different and unique and innovative. So I would definitely around the full moon in Aquarius, you're going to have a lot more clarity on your direction and where you need to go right now. There's a lot of passion here though this month, and it's going to be very light. For you, it's a little bit more on the analytical side. It's a little bit more on the pondering side of things, but that doesn't mean that you can't have success this month. And then your final oracle card that we have is, compassion. I just mentioned that earlier. Compassion. The frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment, and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. In many ways, you are that mediator right now. With the sun going from your 12th house into your first house, this whole axis between this whole relationship between the 12th and the first house is this sort of this mediator spot where it's like the cycle's like beginning it. So you're going to be starting a new cycle, but it's almost going to feel like this month you're going to have like a foot in both worlds. And you really are sort of this conduit where you can actually bridge these two aspects, the seen world and the unseen world. But it's saying to do so with compassion, to open your heart. So it's like, you know, like I said, I wouldn't just go just making cuts here and there and just like completely disregarding people, but definitely still have discernment and definitely still be honest with yourself and be honest with that individual, because it's going to be through that honesty that a greater sense of appreciation comes forth from you and from that other person. Even if you don't necessarily get it at first, even if they don't necessarily get it at first, it's for the betterment of all parties involved. That is it for your reading, Virgo. I hope that you all enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you'd like a personal reading with me, beloved, you can follow the link in the description below to astrofenixx.com. Don't forget to hit the bell to receive all the notifications I put out on Astro Fenixx. We have a lot of fun here, and I'd love for you to be a participant in the fun, because I do a lot of live videos as well. And as always, my beautiful brothers and sisters, always remember to keep moving forward, to stay focused, and Yahoo! Smile often.